Amazon is like that's kind of how we started our whole business. Was like 3 years ago. Our partner Damon, he started running his own Amazon store, learned how to do it, got a team together, brought us on like what, a year and a half ago or so. Our stores have been running, like doing good. We started bringing on other clients, and then we met Charity probably maybe back in like June, maybe it was. We were at a conference, and just and then she's started getting her funding and got her store. It's like in the process of getting up and running right now. We got our Facebook store going right now, and then her Amazon's kind of getting all started right now too. But um, we do Amazon FBA, if you know how that works. Like if you're on there shopping Prime, like we do wholesale. So we find you wholesale contracts. We've got over 250 wholesale relationships. We so like a wholesale, we'd have somebody dedicated pretty much just to opening up wholesale accounts in your company name, so that gives your company value. Once we find, let's say we find a wholesaler, they've got 10,000 items on their catalog. We run that through our software. It'll tell us, here's the top selling items. Here's what the ROIs are. Here's how many sell per month, how many other people are selling on that listing. We don't ever go out and we're never going out and like finding a listing or creating our own listing, or creating, like finding a product or creating our own listing. We don't spend money on advertising wholesale. We just go onto an existing listing. Amazon's already selling it. They tell you, they have all the data knowing exactly how many they sell a month. So let's say, you sell 1,000 of an item in a month and there's 4 people selling it. If we get, let's say we find 200 of those at a wholesaler and we send them into Amazon, they'll tell us where to send them. We send them to their fulfillment center. So we ship it over to, it'll get labeled with your labels on it. So it knows it's coming from your store. And if they say, okay, send 200 over to, New Mexico, or where, they'll have you split it up wherever they want the fulfillment centers. And let's say there's 1,000 sales a month. If you come on as that 5th seller and you price yourself in the buy box, they call it, which is the same as, we have pricing software that just keeps you priced pretty much the same as other Prime sellers. You're going to get 1 out of 5 of those sales, and you're going to sell those 200 items in a month. So like they give you the data, what sells. So we go back to that 10,000 items. We run that through our software. We get down to maybe the top 100 or 50 items, and then we go through those one by one. We find the 5-10 best items, and we purchase those, send them into Amazon. They sell them for us. They do everything. They send, the Prime buyers come in and they just click, I want to buy it, and it shows up at their house the next day. Amazon takes care of that whole side of it, and then they pay you back like every 2 weeks. You get your money back from what you're selling through your store. Like easy numbers is, typically you should be able to, let's say you were to come in, let's throw out like a number of like $50,000 in inventory in your store. Like if you have something like that, like it should be, over time, it takes a few months on a brand new store, because you have to get everything kind of unlocked. Amazon gates you out of categories, and they want to make sure that you know what you're doing before they open you up, like with inventory levels and all that. But easy math is, on that 50 grand, you should be able to make $5,000 a month. So 10% a month on that money. So now you're talking, you do that, in a year, that's 120% that you can make on your money. It's going to fluctuate from there, but like we're seeing probably like 13 to 15% on our returns on our POs right now, our purchase orders. That just keeps getting better, because the bigger we get, the more partners we bring on. I mean, we're sitting at like $1 million in buying power right now every month, which gets us to these better pricing through our wholesalers. So as we get bigger, everything just keeps getting dialed in better and better, and we just keep growing. Let me see what else to say about anything to add to that, Anton, about the Amazon, I guess. And
the system that we have in place, we've had a really good business process set in place. We've brought on a lot of really awesome partners. We've got a warehouse that we're building out to do our own pack and prep. So we're able to store pallets of product in this warehouse with basically no fees. They are charging us a pack and prep fee. We have that connected to a trucking company that he also has. So if we ever need to go pick up product, we can do that. We have the system that we have in place to run your Amazon store. Like Eric said, the 200 plus wholesale contracts we're putting into one system, which makes it really efficient for us to be able to, run your store for you. Where we can just basically click a button, say, hey, this is the products we want to buy. It auto fills into Amazon so that, we're able to easily, place products into your store. But yeah, we've got a great system in place, great processes, and, to run your store. And it's going well, man. It's pretty awesome. to watch this all kind of unfold and where it's come from us. We have probably 20 plus store managers that help run everybody's stores on a daily basis. Our main gal is an accounting major, so she's kind of the lead. She makes sure that you're getting updated on a daily basis with any purchase orders you have. There's going to be a chat if you did get started with myself and Eric and Damon and our store manager to make sure that you're up to date on any daily tasks that need to be done. If you have any questions, we're here to make sure you're supported and stuff like that too. So yeah, it's a pretty awesome business. One of the things that is great about Amazon is, and Eric was alluding to, we open up contracts in your name. As you grow your Amazon store and you get more wholesale contracts and you get more inventory into your store, not only are you creating a passive income stream, but you're also building up an asset with your Amazon store, which is pretty awesome. So as years go on and, 2, 3, 4 years from now, for example, Damon, who's almost going to do $1 million in sales this year at a store, he can essentially sell that store for anywhere from $300,000 to $500,000 just from hedge funds that come in and want to buy the store. We have relationships with hedge funds and companies that will go through the process with you if you ever did want to sell that. That make it a pretty seamless opportunity to sell your store at a later date. So there's always the ability to, sell your store if you want, or, pass it on to family members or whatever you want to do, which is pretty cool.
So my question is, why don't y'all just do this for your own store? Why are you creating stores for me or someone else?
And we are all each are running our own stores for sure. But like I said, with our pricing, one of our big suppliers, we've been doing on average 19% returns on their purchase orders. We're at a point now where we can purchase enough in buying power that we're gonna get a 10% discount now. So that's gonna put us up to a 29% ROI on products coming from this supplier. So So by us growing, we're building this together. We become like a team, really, where we become a
capital acquisition is the main thing.
Yeah.
Cash.
Capital is the biggest thing, because right now, each one of us only have access to so much capital. So now, since we do have the business processes set up with that, it just brings us more buying power. We have the ability, obviously, we take a percentage of everybody's store. So we're making a percentage on the back end of each store on top of that. So if we, obviously if there's just 3 of us, we only have so much buying power. So the ability to do that and bring in, 20, 30, 40 clients to have the ability to buy, pallets full of stuff or, larger quantities of items, it builds everybody's store together,
Now, what are the fees? I mean, obviously Amazon takes a fulfillment fee. Y'all are going to take a management administrative fee. What else is involved in what are those?
Yep. So there's fees with all the software you're going to get. We do charge 15,000. We're raising it up to 20,000 here within the next couple of weeks.
Charity sent me, or y'all sent me a PDF with all of that stuff listed, I think. So I've kind of reviewed it, but that's standard.
Yep. So there's some monthly fees that go into just softwares and things like that.
Sure. And then y'all need a business name, a actual business. Charity said if it's been in existence for a while, that's better.
Yeah.
Because I got one here on my desk that I hadn't paid the franchise tax on this year. It's never been used. For $50, I can have this company that's was created in 19, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. That's good if it's 2 years old, because it allows you to help you get more business funding, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. So I mean, what is your where are you at with that? I mean, do you have cash available, or are you looking to do different kind of financing, or?
I have cash available. If financing is for a reasonable amount, then might be able to add some of that in. But initially, I have the cash available to kick this off.
Did she talk to you about Fund and Grow at all? Fund and Grow, that company? Okay.
She did.
Yeah. So that's what she went through. I mean, she got almost what 80 some thousand on her first round here. And then round two, she's probably gonna be like that 150 range. And then round three, probably like 250 range for 0% business funding. Like, so it's 0% cards that they're funding, but they also come with rewards on a lot of them too. So now you're running this, 30, 40, 50 grand a month of inventory or whatever you have in there. And if you're running that through these credits, sometimes you can get those rewards too. So you can get that cash, there's tax free kind of little side bonus to doing this, where you can get like miles and, like Visa gift cards and that kind of stuff. Some things where you can get some little extra side cash from,
Is that something
just from the volume.
Y'all work on that too, on the funding, or is that separate issue?
We use that Fund and Grow too. You're muted, Anton, but the Fund and Grow that she talked to you about is one of the companies that we use too, and they're the ones that would handle all that for you and do all that side of it for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's not our company. We've just partnered with them. Damon found these guys, 3 years ago. They were originally only doing a lot of like real estate deals and working with real estate brokers and flippers and things like that. So they started their business based on, real estate. Damon was one of the first guys through these guys to use it for e-commerce. So they ended up interviewing him and ended up doing a really cool video that you could watch that kind of talks about how he's using it for e-commerce instead of real estate, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, Fund and Grow is a great company. They charge $4,000 to work with them to have the ability to get this funding. You can put 2 applicants on that. So really it's $2,000 per individual, with only, I think you only have to put like 1,300 down, to start the process with them. You can do like a free analysis with them, so they can look at your credit profile and then see where you're at. And then they'll basically work with you to acquire this funding for you. It's a 15K buy-in with a 65-35 split. And then
I get the 65.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And then we don't do the 35%. We do $1,000 monthly management fee to kind of pay our team and stuff like that to cover our overhead. And
until it gets bigger than that.
Yeah, until it gets to the $3,000 mark, then we start doing the 35 split, which equals about right over $1,000. So once you get to the $3,000 mark, then we do the 65-35 split. So as you grow, we want to make sure your store is, making as much money as possible, because that's where we're incentivized to grow your store. And you're not going to use that entire $20,000 the first or second month. It does take, a few months to kind of build up to that point, like Eric said. It does take a little bit of time to kind of get ungated, they call it, with Amazon. So you can only buy certain things and certain POs based on what Amazon allows you to, and they only allow so much storage units available for you to send into Amazon as well. So yeah, you basically start out small. I'll show you my store right now and just give you an example of what that would look like. I started off with $30,000 in funding. I personally just went out and just used my personal credit because I wanted to get it going as fast as possible. And so as you see right here, November, I did about $10,000 in sales. The second month I did around 16,000. The third month I did around about 20. So as you start to it kind of just grows. Right now, as you see, the last couple months that they're lower for August and September. That's because I'm in the process right now of, like I said, trying to get more business funding. So I've let all the money come back in from Amazon to pay off my cards.
You're not buying as much inventory.
Yeah, I'm not really buying. I haven't bought for like the last couple months just because I wanted to go get more funding and allow myself to get my utilization down below so that my credit score goes back up and I can, your credit score is crazy. You'll go from like a 740 down to like a 550 when you start to, use these cards and stuff like that, just because they're like, okay, he's maxing his cards out, your credit score freaking takes a dump. But then once you start paying it back and you go back up again, it is nice to have that money in the bank to pay those cards down instead of having to wait for Amazon,
I'm just going to add, that's if you're using personal credit. If you try to use your business or whatever, that's not going to affect your personal in the same way. Hopefully, affect your credit in the same way if you're using business. What we could do is I could send you like the contracts, and then I'll send you like a link a link. What I'll probably do is just send you a link or an invoice for the full amount. If you want to do just a deposit to start, you can put a deposit down and just pay like a partial on the Amazon on the Amazon invoice if you want. And then as soon as you do that, I mean, we get you in a group like that day, next day, and start the process of getting your Amazon store up and running. It probably takes about a week or two for them. What they do is they send you you put all your information, their business information. They're going to send you like a postcard to verify your address, to make sure you're like a code they're going to send you in the mail. And then they may have you do like a Zoom call with them too, to like, just to show that you're a legit person. And and then that's about it. And then they will get your store started. So that whole process could take like a week to 2 weeks to get everything up and rolling, but we can start getting all the other software things set up during that time and have everything ready to roll. So once that store is open, we can start hitting it with inventory. So
we also work with some accounting firm called RJM. What they'll do is get you a sales tax certificate, which basically helps you buy the wholesale products tax free, so that you're not paying tax twice. You're buying the products, first off, so you're not going to get. You're going to pay tax free.
I can get a sales tax permit that takes 5 minutes online.
Yeah. If you can do it, that's great. A lot of people like myself, I don't trust myself enough to just get that stuff correct. So
I'm an accountant. This is what I do.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we might have some business for you, man. I mean, if if you know how to do all that stuff, and yeah, for sure. So we're always looking for value to bring to our team, and yeah, so.